In this week's episode, we're on the road again for yet another podcast party. Where the heck are the snacks, though? You'll definitely be needing snacks in line when Rise of the Resistance eventually opens, but don't expect it to be soon. The first Oogie Boogie Bash date has sold out, so you better stop snoozing or you'll be losing. Has the drinking fountain mystery finally been solved? Also, D23 Expo, Thor 4, AP Tumbler, and more on this Momo episode of the MousePIRE Podcast.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Diggs.
I'm Tim. Welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Disney, Star Wars, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide. Live from the Holiday Inn Express in Fullerton, California, let's get ready for MousePIRE! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the MousePIRE Podcast.
What's going on? Uh-oh.
The apprentice leaves.
What is this?
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Bring up me hardly show up.
You never had a friend like me.
Some imagination, huh?
Made you look.
Hey, happy birthday on that note. Yes, we are live here at some hotel in the middle of Fullerton, as opposed to our usual MousePIRE parties where we go to a hotel closer to the park. But, hey, this works just as well.
And before we get started, I just want to say that last night when we came back to this hotel, there was no power.
No power.
So if you guys heard, there was some major power outage that affected 13,000 customers. What, far?
Our boards don't work on water.
So you were powerless.
Yeah, we were powerless. We got here and there was no power, and we were just here in the dark.
So what'd you do?
And
Stuff you do in the dark.
well, real quick, let's just say that we talked about I was going to have Connor here. Connor's over there chilling on the phone.
Hey, Connor.
Which he's been doing
Happy
since
Pop Socket Day.
Thursday.
You know tomorrow's National Hot Dog Day.
Yes, I am excited
And
about that.
Disneyland's birthday.
Yes. So we got back from Universal Studios and no power. So what was really funny is that he was on his phone, and then all of a sudden he puts his phone down. And then about 2 seconds later, the power turns on. He said he put his phone down because it died.
Did it really die? Wow. That's like kismet, right? I would
prefer
have
playing
gone
Uno, but thanks.
I would have gone downstairs and asked the front desk if they had any board games because I would have been bored.
Okay.
I said Uno. There you go.
There you go.
Hey, so anyways, as I said, happy birthday. We got a little sidetracked there, but happy birthday.
To who?
I got a couple happy birthdays going out. Number one, happy birthday to Walking on the Damn Moon. Happy 50th anniversary of the Walking on the Moon, which is coming up at the end of this week. Also, as mentioned, tomorrow for us, because this is Tuesday, tomorrow is Disneyland's 64th. So in other words, it's a number that doesn't matter because it's not 90.
Well, listen, it's Disneyland's third birthday since they stopped making buttons.
That's how Tim remembers that stuff.
That's not matters. But anyways, so yeah, Disneyland's birthday. And then also, on the same day as Disneyland's birthday, even more important than a measly 64,
Hot dogs?
is a big 4-0 for Splash Mountain.
Oh.
Hey,
Let's
I
give it out to
remember
a
that.
big 4-0 to
You
Splash
know,
Mountain.
last time Splash had a big
Yes, we got a
anniversary,
poster.
They gave out posters
Yes,
for
they
like
did.
2 weeks. What happened to that?
It wasn't 2 weeks, but they did give out posters for APs.
Cut from the budget.
I have like 8 of them.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, I take them. I'll trade. Oh man, that's what I forgot to bring. I was going to bring a bunch of trader buttons I acquired to show you. I'll bring them next week.
Cool.
I was literally going to bring the whole tub. I got a lot from someone,
Oh, I remember you were talking about
and I
that.
pulled out what I needed, and then like there's a lot of good stuff. So What's happening this week?
Actually, it's not really that much, but some of it just requires some conversation. Not really, though. Biggest conversation we have is the big news this past week that we got that we know when. Well, we know when Rise of the Resistance is supposed to open.
Boo.
Whether it opens at that time or not will remain to be seen, obviously, because at this point, if they don't know what's wrong, I don't see how they could go into the future and pick some arbitrary date. But I understand what they're doing here, so let's just go over the dates. Number one, Florida's going to get theirs first, which I guess is only fair because
I was thinking the same
we
thing.
got Galaxy's Edge and the Smuggler's Run open first.
Fair schmear. They're only getting theirs first.
Hey, don't
because-
interrupt.
I'm just saying. They're only getting theirs because that's where people are buying vacations.
I don't know about that.
They're getting theirs first because we got our land open first. That's all there is to it. And number two is that their holiday season isn't the same as our holiday season, which is my number one theory of why. Let's just go with the dates real fast. Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance at Walt Disney World will open on December 5th. And that is also, I don't know why they bothered to mention that that's Walt Disney's birthday, but
it is.
It's not really that important to the opening of the attraction, but they chose to mention it anyways. Rise of the Resistance will open here at Disneyland in Galaxy's Edge on Friday, January 17th. Now, let's get down to why January. It's obvious because it'd be dumb to open it during Christmas.
Right.
If they opened it on December 5th here, it would be a nightmare. Christmas is already busy as it is. The crowds that they're expecting to get right now will show up at Christmas. Particularly, they would show up even more. So if Rise of the Resistance opened in their holidays, so it makes perfect sense to push it all the way to middle of January when you're presumably, quote unquote, into the off season.
Diggs, my memory of last year is that the holidays were not nearly as busy with the new blockout schedule. Do you have that memory too?
Well, yes, because there was like really no
like hard sellouts.
Only during those 2 weeks though, when everybody's blocked out.
Well, yeah, but
during the rest of the month, because we're talking about them opening on December 5th. If they opened at Disneyland now, I mean, there would have been, and then if they had opened during the 2 weeks when everybody's blocked out, then all you would have heard was complaining. So that's why I said January makes the most sense, and I'm behind it 100% because like I said, it makes the most sense.
There's a little more. I think that ours got completely built, and they tried to get it running. We've talked about this before. And that there was a software issue, right? It would only run for a period of time, and then it shuts down, and it takes forever to reboot.
Well,
so then they went over. They were like, well, we can't get this one working, so let's go over and we'll finish building Florida's, and we'll try to get that software. And it started doing the same thing. And instead of hiring two teams to solve the software issue, they just have that one team that's going to do theirs first. And when they figure it out, or they've planned how long it should be to figure it out, and then they're going to come over here and work on ours, and it's probably take a few weeks because ours is already like right at that stage. That's what I'm thinking. Or a month. What is it? Month, 6 weeks difference?
Well, I know that they are testing it here. I got some information about that today, but they are not testing with anyone on it still.
So it could go like AI crazy and kill everyone. That's their concern.
I don't know about that, but they're doing their tests, but without any, buddy on the attraction or anything like that. Also got word that aside from the problems we're having, they're still painting inside.
Okay.
They're still adding the last details of paint and stuff like that.
Interesting.
So
well, they probably figured that since they were behind, there was no reason to rush all that stuff.
Right.
So they probably
you're
redirected workers who were originally doing painting on inside of Rise of the Resistance to other parts of the land,
or to Florida,
when they knew that Rise of the Resistance wasn't going to be part of the first opening. So No, there's no sharing of. I don't think there's any sharing of crews between here and Florida. That's just that's not how that works.
Depends if they're
they have their
American
own. They have their own people, so that wouldn't even be an option. They're obviously working independently, but probably sharing information. But there's nobody's flying back and forth from here in Florida.
You don't think the software team that's trying to solve the problem is the same team? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, probably the people in Burbank.
Yeah, the software Imagineers, basically the people that are designing the software that keep the ride going.
Yeah, but they're working on both simultaneously because if both are having the same problems, they're not going to Florida and saying, okay, well, that one's going to open first now, so we're going to work on that one. No, they're working on both simultaneously because if they can get ours open early, they will. But as it is, that's why they picked an arbitrary date way out in January, so that way they could be like, I don't think that they exactly know when it's going to be ready. They just, like I said, they just picked a date because they got tired of people complaining that there was no date. It's just one of those things. I mean, would you agree?
Oh, yes. The fact that everyone's complaining and wondering what day it's going to open, yeah, probably. I don't know what's going on with software. I don't know what teams. I don't think it really matters in this case of who's doing what. But, they finally released these dates to us, and we are just going to have to, wait.
I think if it's a simultaneous thing that they would open them both at the same time, or I think that the crew that does that, the software engineers, need to be there to work out the bugs to get it open by December 5th in Florida, and then come here and physically be here to fix those bugs. And they've figured out that it's basically going to take them now 6 weeks to fix it.
I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just using simple logic to why could it be happening the way it's happening? But no, he's right. It doesn't really matter. The fact is it'll be open in January as long as everything stays on track, and that's all we can hope for. It'll be here before we know it. And we'll be talking about how the park's empty for 1 week of the month. The week between New Year's Eve and the 17th, the park will be a little dead.
Probably. Speaking of empty parks, we've been hearing a lot of reports how the park's been empty and all that.
Marginal. I was there for a full day on last Thursday, and literally 9 a.m. to midnight, or 11 p.m. at least, and it wasn't dead. I mean, by any means, it wasn't slammed busy, but Smuggler's Run was like 35 minutes. Nothing else was super long.
So we were there today. And it seemed, kind of busy, kind of not. Pirates was 20, what did it say, 20, 30, or 10? It said 20 minutes. It was more like 10.
They do that a lot.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion it said
13 minutes.
No, it was actually like 20. But over in Galaxy's Edge, really, really busy. Smuggler's Run was 60 minutes, 55 minutes. Going back and forth. So, yeah, it was just pretty crazy over there. So, I mean, I don't know. We really didn't go to the rest of the parks, but it was kind of busy over there. Maybe people are now realizing, hey, they're not that busy, and now they're coming in. Yeah.
Well, plus the bring a friend. I mean, we did it with my family. Elizabeth and I both got in 3 of them each. We had 9 people total, and my stepmom was we saved them legit $600 or $800 or something.
But do you know what's not busy over in Galaxy's Edge?
What?
Docking Bay 7.
No.
Now, this is really interesting because we're over there. We met up with Jeff at Disney 366, and basically I was like, so Jeff, what are you up to? And because the line for Smuggler's Run was 60 minutes.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure Connor got in it. And I saw Jeff, and I said, hey, have you been on it? He's like, I haven't been on it lately. I'm like, hey, you want to go? Because I know he has the past. Yeah. So I said, why don't we go over there and put us on?
All go together, right?
So he put us on his dad's pass, and so we waited around. While we were walking, a cast member from Docking Bay 7 is over there near the cantina and says, hey, are you guys hungry? Why don't you come down to Docking Bay 7? He had menus in hand trying to get people to go over there. And I was like, I have never seen this. I was
I'd have been like, give me the menu first, and then I'll think about it,
I was just like,
and then leave.
what?
Don't look.
What the hell? I go to Jeff. I said they must not be busy if this guy is out here trying to get people in.
Legitimately, yeah.
Right.
Well,
so,
you know why? I have a theory.
Well,
No sporks.
Okay, well, we'll get to that because Jeff asked him, "Hey, do you guys have the sporks back?" And he says, "No, because the travelers messed that up."
Yeah, that's us.
So I was like, "Whoa!" And he was like really stern on that, and really, really just like mad. And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." So I went over there. I told Jeff, "I need to go check this out. I have to go inside and look." And yeah, there was no line to order. There's 2 registers open. No one ordering any food. There was people in there eating. And remember when we went, we're
But
trying
like
to
half full.
not
Maybe less than half
maybe
full.
less than half full. Because when we went, we had to find a place to sit.
Right, and there's like maybe 4 empty tables in the whole place or something.
And this was just empty table, empty table, empty table. And I was like, wow.
What time of the day?
Like 7?
So like dinner time,
Well, was it
when it should be totally packed. When there's a line like all the way out of Plaza Inn at that hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I was just I was amazed. I've never thought that they would have to pull people in,
Hustle customers.
Right. I was like, so that was crazy. And,
You know, I've had a lot of comments about the food in Galaxy's Edge is like a big miss for them. I think that while there isn't a lot of food, what they do have is really good. But I've had several people tell me that they're totally disappointed with the food options.
I am one of those people
Yeah.
because there's nothing there that I like. I understand what they're trying to do with their menu and try to be different from the parks, which I give them credit for. And the Ronto wrap is the biggest hit they have.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's a great item, 100%.
But other than that, you know, I mean, there isn't a really great option. While we're in Docking Bay 7, I said, hey, Connor, why don't you look at the menu and tell me, is there anything there you would eat? And he said maybe one thing.
Which was?
The-
Connor, what was it? Pork what? The ribs?
Yes.
The ribs. Okay. Now, I ordered the ribs. Have you had has anybody else had the ribs?
No.
I ordered the ribs, and I've seen them before. It looked like, you know, rib, and there's like all the meat in between the ribs, obviously. Like normal ribs, but these are a little small. I got the rack that I ordered, they gave me like big ones on one end, and then they progressively got smaller as the rib rack continued. And I think because of that, it was like maybe the end piece or something, and I don't know, it was very weird.
That's funny. So yeah, it's just interesting to see that that people they're trying to hustle guests in.
How about Oga's? Was it?
Oh, Olga's bumping, dude. Rex has that thing just, you know.
I mean, they serve alcohol. People are gonna be there.
Yeah,
right?
there was a line to get in, you know, who had reservations and everything. And speaking of Olga's, Jeff went up there to talk to a cast member, asked them because people were saying that you might be able to go and, you know,
just walk
up. Yeah.
Certain times of the day, maybe. But
And so the cast member basically said, well, you may be able to try it, but there was no guarantee you get in. And I don't really remember what else she was talking about, but I don't know. I don't know if people are actually just are able to get in there just by walking up. I haven't heard anything about that. Have you heard anything, Anthony?
No. I mean, I did see did you see the article that OC Disney had the other day about how many people can fit into the cantina?
No.
Yeah, they just had an article about that. The biggest complaint I seem to be seeing is people complaining about how there's no hot food there.
Right.
I'm like, really? Because how many bars do you go into that have hot food? But, I mean,
Well,
I
if
don't
you
know.
watch-
I mean, you know those stupid alcoholics, they always got to have their food so they don't get too drunk, I guess.
If you watch Bar Rescue, that's now 30% of sales right there is food. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying.
they don't.
I'm just saying.
Those places need that 30%. Disney doesn't need 30% sales from food in their bar because they know that people are going to come to the bar regardless. So that's the way if that.
But I don't think it's all that. I know what you're trying to say, but I think it's more that people go in there, but they want to eat something too. You know,
no, I totally agree.
people who go to, you know, Disneyland, there's like, oh, we can go in this cantina, we can, try the drinks, but I want something to eat. I'm hungry, and then
They should have some like appetizer type stuff.
maybe some sliders.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree, but at the same time, thinking the way Disney did obviously with the cantina was basically just along the lines of we're going to give them the cantina that they want.
I agree.
And they didn't really think too much beyond that as far as thinking about it as a bar where it's going to have food. They just thought about it as the cantina, and cantinas have drinks. Nobody's ever been seen eating anything in any cantina in Star Wars. And that's really all they were thinking about. They weren't really thinking about it in terms of real life. They were just thinking about it in terms of Star Wars, where you can get your drink there. You can either go eat, go get your food someplace else and then go drink, or get your drink on and then go eat.
Well, they don't want people to stay that long.
They weren't really, well, that too. And when people order food, it makes them stay longer. So I think that was also part of the whole thought process
John Taffer.
of not having food in the cantina, was just all of those different factors I just think that they didn't think of it. But at the same time, it also kind of worked out for them because of the whole, only allowing people to be in the cantina for a certain amount of time. And once you start bringing food into the equation, that almost automatically adds 15 minutes to your stay time.
At least.
Because of not only ordering the food, getting the order in, making the food, receiving the food, eating the food. You're talking about 15, 20 minutes, up to 30 minutes possibly just for that.
Well, and then they feel less drunk because they have food in their system.
Well, then they're already under the whole we want to limit people to 45 minutes thing. So,
well, if you have two strong drinks in 40, I mean, not like any of the drinks are really strong, but you have 2 drinks in 45 minutes, you could have a little buzz on if you don't have any food in your stomach. So that's what they want. They want you to leave a little buzz so you can go spend some money, and then once your buzz goes away, you can have some food.
But to come down to it, I just think that they just didn't think of it. I just think they thought that, people just want the cantina. They just want their alcohol. That's all they care about. And they just didn't think of it. I think it just comes down just easy as that. It's not really anything complicated. It's just
a big miss.
It's just, like I said, they just weren't thinking about it in terms of a bar. They were just thinking about it, okay, well, people have always wanted their cantina and alcohol in Star Wars. So.
I agree. Like you said, there's just a big miss, I think.
I don't know. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to get the food, or I don't know if they'll be able to get the food or do anything like that. Because it's always going to be
some sliders, some poutine, fries. I don't know, something.
I just something, but
if they're bantha sliders, maybe.
There you go. No, but I'm just thinking it depends on what their kitchen is like.
Right.
We don't know what's back there.
Well, they don't have that's the thing, is I don't think they have much of a kitchen back there. They have some items they can like heat up or whatever, but that's about it. And again, that's a miss too. They should have built a kitchen back there.
I mean, they could have at least had some bar nuts.
I mean, anybody that's watched Bar Rescue knows that you can do a lot out of a small kitchen, especially if you just have like fried items or like pizza type items and stuff. They can make that stuff quick.
But then again, you're going off track because this is Star Wars.
I get it, but they could have a Star Wars type pizza. They could have some Star Wars fried items, bantha balls or whatever. I don't know. Like,
you want to suck on some bantha balls?
No,
Liar.
Just chew them up.
Spit them out.
No. I mean, if you chew them up, yes.
Put them in your mouth and suck them.
Oh, you're going somewhere totally different.
Hey, Anthony, guess what?
We told you so.
You snooze, you lose.
Exactly.
So we have the very first date of Oogie Boogie Bash sold out. It is September 26th.
Sold out.
Don't ask people on Facebook if they have an extra ticket, because you're stupid enough not to get it for that day. I had to do some research to find out when the first date sold out last year, and that was July 11th.
So we're basically about 5 days late of the first day. What was the first day you said? Was it Friday?
Okay.
He doesn't know, but the first day is a Thursday. But we have, we were talking about, I don't know if we pointed out when we talked about the dates that there are no Fridays.
Right.
So basically your Thursday is your Friday, I guess. I think Disney just assumes that everybody's off on Fridays.
I don't know.
New holiday that we didn't hear about. I didn't get the memo.
I mean, there are some schools that don't go to school on Friday.
Well, those are dumb schools.
Are they?
I don't know.
I don't think so, because now that's why they have to start early.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We're too old. We're too old. We had regular school, you know.
Yeah, it's called traditional.
It's called traditional, yeah. None of this going back to school in August shit. None of this.
Or July 31st.
Yeah, July 31st. Yeah, we went to school. We went to school the day after Labor Day, just like everybody always had.
Anyway, back to Oogie and his boogie.
Yeah, he's sold out.
He's sold out.
So we tell you guys every year. Every year, you guys don't listen. We don't want to hear anybody bitching about how you were waiting to go on. That the September 26th was the day that you for sure wanted to go, and well, too bad you're out of luck. And if you guys have any other dates that you guys are planning on going, well, here's your 2-minute warning. Not even 2-minute warning. It's like 10 seconds left on the clock in this hockey game, and you're going to be out of luck. We told you guys that stuff will be sold out by the end of July, and well, we're already well on our way, and yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that one sold out date is well on the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
You think though all of it'll be done in the next 2 weeks?
No, I didn't say that. I said
The dates that people are going to want to go are going to be done pretty quickly.
yeah. At this rate, we definitely should be looking if you guys are going to want, especially somewhere in some of the prime cheaper dates, shall I say, in September. Yeah, you're going to want to get those because otherwise nobody wants to be stuck having to pay $150 to go on the Thursday before Halloween.
That's what it costs for a full day in the park.
All right, so of course we, like we said, the first sold out days was on Fridays. The second sold out date last year was on July 21st. So basically, they are going to start going out. One more sold out date. The third one last year was on August 10th. So, yes, they're going to start selling out quickly. And you guys need to hurry up and get those tickets. I will be going on September 17th. Hey, Anthony, guess what? No.
Stuff. Okay.
So, I've been on the case of the missing water fountains, right?
You have.
I have an update on water fountains. Are those apples?
No.
Oh, okay, I see it now. It looks like green apples for a minute.
Ooh, if it was.
It'd be done. I've been talking about the missing water fountains, and I have an update on it. They actually have reinstalled the water fountain by Autopia.
Whoa.
And it's the brand new ones with the water bottle fill.
So maybe that's what
This is starting to make sense.
is that what it's all about? They're going to slowly switch out all the water fountains for the water bottle fill one.
Yes. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to give credit for this to Jeff once again, who showed me his Instagram. I'm like, I don't have time to go on Instagram to check what you're posting, Jeff. I'm sorry, but so he showed me that. I went over there. I took a picture of it. And, yeah, so I guess the other fountains, maybe they'll be returning. The one by City Hall, I'm not sure about that one because of the way they changed the pathway over there to make the wider and all that kind of crap. But probably they're going to start taking out the old water fountains and put these new ones in, which is, of course, a great idea. And I guess Jeff was getting some stupid comments like, does the water still taste like piss and blah, 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 blah.
It does. This is just their way to stop people from getting free cups of water everywhere.
What do you mean?
Well, they'll probably still give out free cups of water, but
they have to.
If there's
It's
bottle
law.
fill stations, less people will ask for.
Yeah, I agree with that. But hey, I think that's pretty cool. I like those water fountains, and I like the water from Disneyland.
Hey, so apparently since last year you've been able to get embroidery for APs.
Yeah.
Now Disneyland AP just I guess as a FYI announced this week, they said that basically they said, did you know that World of Disney and Disney Showcase can embroider the AP logo onto certain items? Stop by to learn more. So I thought this was a new thing, but then apparently I've been informed that this is something they've been doing since last year, but they was kind of, low-key about it.
I like that guy.
Yeah. I don't know if they ever actually announced it or anything, but we do have some details on that in case you guys are interested and didn't know that for the last year they've been doing that. If you guys are in AP and you guys would randomly like the AP logo embroidered onto a hat or a Spirit jersey or anything else Disney related, you can do that, but there are stipulations.
Or your name onto these other items, too.
No, we're specifically talking about the AP logo.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's both.
We're specifically talking about the AP logo. You've always been able to get your name embroidered.
Just on hats, though. It's new that they were putting them, or excuse me, just on shirt, on the ear hats.
Yeah.
The fact that it's on new other items is like a new thing.
Okay, well, we're talking about the AP logo, so... as far as the AP logo goes, you can apparently get that embroidered. It doesn't even say if you have to show an AP, but I would presume that you would have to show an AP.
I'm sure.
But they don't actually specifically say that. What they do say, though, is that it costs $7.99 plus tax. The item cannot have been worn. So in other words, you can't be like, oh, I bought a hat last year. I'm going to bring it over and get my AP logo on it. No, you can't.
Is that a country guy?
I don't know who that was.
It's because germs.
It's because, that guy's stupid. So he must be from someplace that has stupid people. And those people have accents. Like that. So yeah, the item cannot have been worn, and they do recommend that you bring a receipt. Because apparently they don't want to think that you stole it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because they do specify that it does have to be Disney Parks merchandise. You can't just bring, your Dodger jersey or your Dodger hat and have to get an AP logo put on it. So yeah. So not only does it can have been worn, it has to be Disney Park merchandise, and they recommend you having a receipt just so they don't accuse you of stealing it from. Particularly probably at World of Disney because they have a lot of merchandise at World of Disney, and there's a pretty good chance that you'd bring in something they probably have. So that's probably why they recommend you have a receipt just in case you brought it from outside the store.
I wanted to be a Dodger AP.
Me too.
So yeah, if you guys are just dying to have the AP logo for some reason on a piece of clothing or something, or I don't know if that also maybe like backpacks. I don't know. I assume that they would have to be able to get to the spot. Somebody asked if they do the blue MU, the Monsters U hats, but I assume they would as long as it's new.
Right.
So they didn't answer. So yeah, if you didn't know.
Speaking of APs, they're going to be releasing an AP tumbler, which you can get refills for 99 cents.
It's about time. Where the hell was this AP tumbler back when they had AP popcorn buckets and stuff, and we needed a cool, refreshing drink to wash down that popcorn?
I don't know, but you can go. Basically, this is going to be all over the resort. You can get this tumbler. The refills will go through September 5th, and of course, you're going to have your annual pass to show you're an AP and all that kind of crap. But I was real quick on your thing about what you just said. Interesting point that was made, maybe that the fact that they're doing this tumbler is to replace the AP popcorn thing.
Well, they did start the popcorn with a pretty simple design, and then now this is kind of simple.
Right.
Maybe it'll progress into something.
I don't know
more.
about that. The first two AP popcorn buckets were the electrical parade ones, so those weren't really that.
They had one before that was one
they?
or two that were. They just said AP on them. They were kind of simple. They were also.
They had one after the electrical parade ones that was a simple that said AP on it. I don't remember one before, but if it was ugly, I wouldn't have paid any attention to it. So I do remember the electrical parade one was I thought the first one that had the $1 popcorn refills. I don't know. If you don't remember, then I'll go with whatever you say.
I mean, the cup seems small, don't you think?
Oh, the cups are very, very small.
Oh, it seemed like it was regular, like coffee tumbler size.
Yes.
Well, that's not small.
It's like 12 ounces,
I
maybe
bet
16
it holds
ounces.
more than the milk jug.
The milk jug is big inside. I sent you pictures.
You didn't bring it and show it. That's dumb.
Well, I really have to go spend $25 on something just to prove you wrong?
Yeah.
I thought that's the way it works.
Yeah, that is the way it works. You're not going to just prove it by showing me a picture that proves nothing.
Yeah, it totally proved everything. You just look inside and you can see.
I can't see inside and prove that it has more, that it holds more than what the actual cups do. That's dumb.
All right, so it says here that, like I said, you can present your annual passport and get the tumblers at any participating locations, and you can enjoy a refill of your fountain drink.
Now, that's just about everywhere. That's going to be. That's going to be in. I assume restaurants and walk-ups.
Regular fountain drinks. What's this? Fountain soda, regular coffee, hot tea, or hot chocolate for 99 cents.
Ooh.
Now I'm down
chocolate.
for this.
The hot chocolate.
Yes, I'm down for that.
Especially since it's like a cold / hot cup, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's clear.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's actually insulated, but
Yeah. If you guys go over to MousePIRE Facebook page, there's a link there. It tells you the participation locations. You have like Alien Pizza Planet, Bengal Barbecue, Edelweiss Snacks, Mid Julep Bar, Plaza Inn, Rancho del Zocalo, Docking Bay 7, and Ronto's Roasters. Those are going to be refill only spots.
that makes sense that they wouldn't be selling them in there, but it is good that they're offering refills options inside Galaxy's Edge.
And at California Adventure Park, Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta will also be your refill spot, but they will be basically all over the park. You can get to purchase them.
It would have been kind of cool if they would have had a second one that was Galaxy's Edge themed.
That would be cool. Now, don't forget that these drink refills are not available in downtown Disney or the Disneyland Resort hotels.
Now, did you say when that started?
It's already started.
It's already started as far as you guys are concerned. It started on Disneyland's birthday, and that does run through September 5th, which is actually at least longer than the last time that they had popcorn refills.
True. And, of course, it says we'll limit one tumbler purchase per pass holder per, it says during the offer period. So you can only get one.
Right.
Interesting.
Yes. So
I don't know why you would want more than one.
Well, we left it at home.
Well,
You forgot that yours at home and you want to purchase another.
Well, that's
Yours was shattered because you...
like your dreams?
Yes, because you had an inappropriate time on a ride. I don't know. There's all tons of reasons why somebody might want a second one. Or
Just
because
sell 'em
somebody...
on eBay.
Oh, yeah, that's another reason. I didn't think about that.
I
should have thought about that, but I
You
didn't.
know what? I'm going to go to the park tomorrow. I'm going to check this out and see if it is one per. That's it. AP. And that's it. Not like one per purchase. Or transaction.
We'll see if you can get one at Pizza Planet and then go across the way to the Red Rose or something and see if you can get another one.
Well, like I said, Pizza Planet was refill only.
Oh,
But yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I'm going to go check this out tomorrow and I might buy one tomorrow. I don't know.
Are they keeping track of your? Like, is it going to go like when you try to slide your AP again?
True. I
Because
don't
with
know.
the AP popcorn buckets, technically you could buy as many as you wanted. And I don't really quite understand why they wouldn't care. If you have to show your AP to refill it, then what do they care how many? I mean, they should make as many as they can sell.
Right. All right. Real quick. Like I said, today I used the bring a friend offer for Connor, and when I paid for it, I used my card, and they were taking the chip.
Yes, some locations have the chip.
I
Not all of them.
It only took 2 years.
Exactly. So I was like, she goes, "Oh, please put in the chip." I was like, "What? You guys have the chip option now?" She's like, "Yes, we
This
have."
is at the ticket booth.
Yes.
Yeah. About 30% of the in-park retail locations have the chip.
I haven't seen them yet because, I'm always using my card.
They start at the end of downtown Disney, and they're working their way in.
What do you mean?
You would have thought.
I'm talking about inside the park.
Right. I'm saying that's where they started. The first one anywhere was at Pin Traders.
You would have thought that they would have had the ones in Galaxy's Edge going first because they were brand new and all that stuff.
Right.
Especially since they apparently have these fancy little Bluetooth integrated interaction little machines. If they could get those working, why couldn't they have gotten the chip scanner?
Wish we could get your Bluetooth interaction working.
What?
I didn't have a chance to actually use a card in the park today. I'm using cash, so I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll check it out and see if other places have them in the parks. I asked the cast member, "Are they inside the parks now too?" And she said yes. So, but then again, it was a cast member.
So Disney announced today that they're changing the way they're releasing limited edition pins.
Where was it announced?
I believe on the Parks blog, and then it's been reported a few other places as well. But we saw an article first that wasn't from Disney, and then somebody else had posted it, but it looked like an official thing. Nonetheless, checked into it. Seems to be pretty legit. Although the announcement from Disney, as per Disney announcements, is a little confusing. But essentially what they are saying is that you now have to have park admission, and they're only going to sell brand new pins in the park.
Oh, now I get it.
So every Thursday they release new pins, or most Thursdays at least. Anything from 1 to 3 or 4 or 5 pins will come out. If it's a day that there isn't anything coming out, traditionally they'll have like a surprise, or sometimes there's mystery boxes. I mean, they've got all sorts of stuff. And until now, you've been able to go to Pin Traders in Downtown Disney or World of Disney, and they've gotten a pretty hefty amount of the LE run. Like if it's 3,000 limited edition, they'll get probably 500 of them at Pin Traders, maybe 100 or so at World of Disney. And these pins anybody can buy, whether they have a pass or not. All they do is go park Downtown Disney. They come in, they buy their pins. I don't know the reason. I can't quite put my finger on why.
That definitely wasn't announced by Disney Parks blog.
No?
No.
Oh. Well, nonetheless, it's been floating around. And
well, I wouldn't worry about it until I actually hear it from Disney Parks blog, but
I was trying to put my finger on
until
exactly
somebody who's actually maybe related to Disney merchandising or something. I don't know if I would actually.
Yeah, I can't quite figure out why. I mean, there's some different reasons why they may do that. They may want to increase the ability to for people that have admission or a pass to buy the pins instead of just whoever that doesn't pay any admission. I don't know if they think they're going to increase their admission or if they're going to decrease the number of resellers. The other thing I was thinking was that maybe Elizabeth and I were talking about it, and maybe with their new like AP scan system is able to track better what you buy and put limits on your discounts. So if the item is 2 per person, and I don't know if they've implemented this system yet, but they know they're working on it. If the item's 2 per person and you buy 2 and you get your discount on those 2, your discount won't work on any further purchases for those items. So that's what they're working on doing. And maybe, just maybe, they think if you have to enter the park, then if you do purchase additionals and they catch you selling them, then you've technically, whether you get a discount on them or not, you've used your pass for commercial purposes. Just by entering to make a purchase, even if you get no discount, they'll say that you've used your pass for a commercial purpose, and then they can take it away from you.
The only place I see that is on stupid Walt Disney World News Today is the only people I see reporting on that. And, of course, it was Tom Corliss.
Well, we'll see what happens Thursday.
You going to be there?
Yeah, Thursday.
Good.
At some point.
Let us know.
Unfortunately, I have to go tomorrow, too, because it's the dang birthday.
Unfortunately,
I got to walk through the gates at some point.
Yeah, this was.
I might skip it completely.
Yeah, this was posted by Walt Disney World News Today.
Today, tomorrow, and into the future.
I just don't understand what the point of having the downtown Disney kiosk would be if they're not selling limited edition pins there. I guess just so they could still hawk all the normal pins to the people. They should just fold that into World of Disney. If anything, it just seems like pointless to have that pin thing there now.
Well, they may decide eventually
if they're
to
actually
move it for
doing
something
that.
else. From my understanding, it was supposed to be that once pins have shown to not sell out quickly, they would sell limited edition pins at the downtown or the pin traders.
I mean, whether I believe it or not, I have no problem with them doing that. It'll stop all of those people who parked at downtown Disney and just came in to get pins. Oh, hi, Tim.
Yeah, sometimes if you only need to go buy pins, why wouldn't you park at the closest place?
Well, I guess you won't be able to do that anymore. Nobody will. Just real quick to piggyback on the whole pins thing, just wanted to almost forgot to mention that they did announce on the Disney Parks blog, so it is official, that they will be coming out new commemorative pins that go along with the Play Disney Parks app. Did you see that? No. There's going to be pins here at Disneyland and at Walt Disney World that will go along with achievements for your Play Disney Parks app. There will be pins for Star Tours, Haunted Mansion, and Pirates, I believe, to start out.
Are these pins free?
No, why would they be free?
Well, I don't know. They're a gift for an achievement.
Well, it says, once the qualifying achievement has been earned and unlocked in the app, guests can show the digital achievement screen to a cast member to purchase the applicable commemorative pin. So just like with AP exclusive pins or any other pins that you have to be a member of something, you're going to have to show them that you've actually unlocked the achievement for those 3 attractions or whatever within the Play Disney Parks app. Presumably, hopefully they'll have maybe more things later on.
Right.
But for now, they're just starting out with that. And according to this, those will only be available at Westward Ho in Frontierland. Hey, just a note real quick that I want to let you guys know that, we do sometimes talk about Walt Disney World things, and I'm going to mention that if you didn't see that just in time on the same day that their Galaxy's Edge will be opening, the Disney Skyliner gondolas will be opening on same day.
Are you sure it's not September 29th that those open? That's what I read.
Oh, sure it is. Yeah, it's a month later.
1 month after.
Yeah, 1 month after. Well, then that doesn't make any sense. Then Disney, you're fired. Yeah, so I guess wait a month. And then
gondolas with no AC, you can ride them.
Wait a month and then you can go on them.
So we found out when they're going to send out the tickets for D23.
Oh, when's that?
5th of August or 10th. I'm mixing them up in my head.
I have a lot of things mixed up.
Yeah. I think it's the 5th of August they're going to send them out. So probably by the 10th everyone will have them.
Was that in that letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they sent a letter out. And when you get your tickets, they are recommending that you register them.
Oh.
Now, since when you purchased your tickets, there was no name on any of the tickets. They didn't ask you for a name. No. And these tickets are non-transferable.
Right.
They want you to register your ticket so that you can't sell it, basically. And then when you get there, they'll probably check some form of ID or something.
I mean, that's not really any kind of surprise. I mean, most cons work that way nowadays, that they have their name, that it's attached to your name. A lot of cons are doing that. It's actually surprising that D23 hasn't started doing that from the beginning, that they're not doing it until you register it. But the last few years, Star Wars Celebration has worked the same way. And then also San Diego Comic-Con has been working that way for a long time. So it's not really surprising that they would do that. It definitely, keeps people from doing shenanigans and stuff. Yeah, that is definitely confirmed that they will begin shipping to guests on August 5th. And then that...
they also said that soon after that, you'll be able to register for Store and Stage Pass. It's maybe middle of the month.
Which is one of the reasons for the registering of your pass into the system, is so that way that your name is in there and that you can't make your Store Pass, your Stage Pass, or your Talent Pass reservations without having an account, which is how you create your account, is by registering your pass. So that's how they're going to do that. That's, like I said, that's what they were doing with Star Wars Celebration last year. They did that, and presumably they'll be doing it for Star Wars Celebration next year. That it'll make it easier for them to do the fast pass reservations, and it's going to be really cool because that way you have no more of the stupid overnight lines. You have no more of the standing in line for 3 hours for the Disney store, just not for them not to have anything that you're interested in, and all kinds of other stupid, unnecessary lines that people always have to stand in. So let's hope that this will help some of those issues.
I'm all for it.
I think they should do a battle royale and just like everybody
I'm all
has
for
to
that
fight their
too.
way to the front,
I will love to see that.
kick Anthony in the shin, and then you're getting.
No, they've done that's happened before, and that's why they're doing this now is because people don't know how to follow lines, and people just to think that they can just show up and just cut in the line despite people who have been standing in line all night. They just think that they can do whatever they want, and staff is usually prepared for that sort of thing. So,
well, why would they? They just don't give a shit. Oh, these people have been in line all night. Oh, look, this guy looks fresh. Let's just let him in right in front of everyone.
National Geographic and National Geographic, as with we got the we told you guys that Simpsons would be making their big Disney debut at D23. Well, Nat Geo is also going to be making their big debut at D23. They're going to have their own big booth or whatever, and their own presence, and introducing probably all of their upcoming Disney Plus content and all of that. So that's going to be pretty cool. They'll also have some show floor experiences and more. Also headed to D23 will be the Lucasfilm Pavilion. They'll be making their probably their biggest presence at D23 ever. They'll be having their own pavilion. Probably if you guys have ever been to San Diego Comic-Con or anywhere else that has had a big Lucasfilm presence and a huge booth, you could probably think something hopefully along that lines. They will have a most impressive Stormtrooper costume exhibit and more. And then, of course, as previously announced during the Mandalorian panel at D23 on, I believe, Friday, they will be showing a big sneak peek of the Mandalorian during that panel.
I was going to say, speaking of the Mandalorian, did you see the article? It said that the budget per episode was going to be like over $15 million now.
I don't know. I remember reading something like that months ago, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, this was something new that they it even increased. They were saying $10 million an episode or $8 million an episode.
I don't know
before, but. I mean, that gets exciting. You say Star Wars and they're spending a ton of money on it. Like, cool.
Yeah, and the second season's already starting to be written.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Also coming to D23, or presumably in the Disney Plus panel, was announced a couple weeks ago, and I don't know how I missed it, that Oswald will be coming to Disney Plus.
I saw that. I did see that.
Apparently this was dated back on the 6th of July. I don't know how we missed this since then, but I had seen something about it just the other day, and I looked it up, and apparently that was a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so at the Disney Plus panel at D23, you'll also get more details on that. So lots of cool things coming to Disney Plus, and you can add Oswald to that, and finally going to do something cool with Oswald besides his presence at DCA.
You have the thing about the Russo brothers live Marvel thing that's traveling around starts at Comic-Con, travels the country, and ends at D23?
No.
Oh. I read about that today.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know if it's something where Marvel actors, guaranteed Russo brothers, and some other people they've put together that are part of the Marvel universe are going to be doing some sort of live thing.
Oh, I don't know. That's probably just part of their... I know that they were talking about they were going to be doing what they consider their post-Endgame, basically, panels coming up, and that's probably all part of that. Now, before D23, obviously, at the end of this week, but in fact, by the time you hear this podcast, it'll be getting underway, will be San Diego Comic-Con. And if you guys happen to be going to San Diego Comic-Con this weekend on Saturday, you can go to a very groovy panel on Mickey's musical history called Mickey on Vinyl. It is a panel that's being put on by D23. So I don't know if you might be surprised or maybe not be surprised if this panel also ends up at D23. But definitely it is debuting at San Diego Comic-Con this Saturday. Yeah, if you guys are going to be at Comic-Con. Isn't Dan going to be at Comic-Con on Saturday? Or is he going a different day?
I think it was Saturday.
I don't know what Dan's day is. Yeah, Saturday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. in room 25 ABC. So if you guys are interested in history of Mickey music, come on down, go on down for that and check that out at San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, so I think that's all I got for D23 and San Diego Comic-Con. Expect lots of announcements probably this weekend. We might have some cool things to announce next week on the podcast, depending on what all goes on. Definitely a lot of excitement between now, this coming weekend, and the weekend of D23 itself. We should get lots of Disney announcements, and definitely by the time D23 have a clearer picture of the next phase of Marvel, or 2 phases. Who knows? So speaking of the next phases or 2 of Marvel movies, we got the announcement today that Thor 4 is coming. It'll be directed once again by Taika Waititi. And that's exciting news. Now it'll just be a matter of seeing whether that's going to become before or after Guardians 3. Presumably one will set up the other because of the fact that we know that, spoilers, Thor is currently hanging out with the Guardians.
Yeah.
They're in there as Guardians of the Galaxy. So no news on when that will be, obviously, but like I said, we should get maybe a clearer picture of a lot of things by the time D23 happens. We know that there's a lot of dates. We read you a bunch of empty dates a while back, and you have to assume that not only is Guardians 3, but Thor 4 and all the other movies that we've been talking about that are in production will fill into all those gaps. And like I said, we're probably going to find out what some of those dates are. Unfortunately, for those of you who are fans of Akira, Taika was working on a theatrical version of Akira, and presumably that is going to be either put on hold or canceled because of this. So that's fine. I would rather just watch the anime anyways.
It's time for the mail.
Yes, and our first email is from Wreck-It Rachel. Her subject line is Cinderella. What's up, everyone? Have you melted yet from the heat? Well, you know what? I melted today. It was hot out there, especially in the parks, and especially over in California Adventure where you have no shade. That is just shady in itself. I think I have since the air in my car has decided to stop working. So you guys were talking about Cinderella with Brandy, and someone said Whoopi Goldberg was the fairy godmother. Well, she was the queen. Whitney Houston was the fairy godmother.
Yeah, so whoever said that, you were wrong. It wasn't me. It was either Dan or Tim.
I don't know. It wasn't me because I haven't seen that movie. I have to say that. I love that movie. Do you think all the wonderful world of Disney movies will be on their streaming service? I'd love to watch that again, along with others like Not Quite Human, Wish Upon a Star, and Susie Q. I hope I'll have more to say soon. I should, since I have reservations to go to the Very Merry Unbirthday Tea next week, so I'll have some info on that. By Rachel. That's pretty cool.
Just a note to Rachel that talking about Brandy brings us back to the obviously the Ariel discussion, and it was announced today. This is obviously not official because we haven't heard anything from Disney, but I don't know if you guys saw this, that supposedly Harry Styles is in talks to play Prince Eric.
I've seen that, yes.
So we'll have to see if that comes to pass or not. All I gotta say is loser who dumps one woman because the one who he thinks is somebody else comes along. Yeah, sounds about right for Harry Styles.
Dirty.
As far as the question about the Wonderful World of Disney on the streaming service, I have no idea. I mean, it depends on how specific you are on that. what I would like to see. I would love to see a lot of the. You know what I would love to see on there would be Zorro, Swamp Fox, El Fuego Baca. You know, all of those shows and stuff. Those would be great on there. But yeah, a lot of the. Like the Donald and Math Magic Land. I should be able to just go onto the Disney Plus app and just pull that right up. Not have it be the censored version.
Right.
Yeah, definitely all that stuff, the Ludwig von Drake stuff, all of that would be fantastic if they put all of that stuff on wonderful on the Disney app. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, as far as anything that hasn't been already announced, my hopes are not high on a lot of things because I've made it no secret that I think that Disney has no respect for their old catalog, but they're more than welcome to prove me wrong.
Speaking of Disney catalog, this doesn't relate necessarily to Disney Plus, but is there a Disney film that you've been just itching to have on Blu-ray?
Black Hole.
And?
Black Cauldron.
No, but Black Hole was announced today that it's coming out for
I didn't see that.
On Blu-ray. It's
Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
That would be interesting. Yeah, Black Hole was announced, I believe it's today, 15 hours ago was announced that they're releasing it on Blu-ray, and but for years fans have been begging for this, evidently, as Anthony was the first one that he mentioned. Unfortunately, though, it's only for Disney Movie Club members.
Oh, that's not really a surprise because Disney Movie Club recently did do a exclusive release of the Goofy movie and the second Goofy movie. What's it called?
I don't remember.
The next Goofy
movie?
movie?
Next Goofy movie.
Okay.
Both of those were recently Disney Movie Club exclusives on Blu-ray, so that wouldn't really be a surprise. What that does is it actually allows them to gauge interest in the movie by allowing it only be sold to Disney Movie Club. Then they know they can almost do like Warner Brothers used to have this on-demand service that you can order movies through Amazon and stuff, and they wouldn't even make the disc until you ordered it. You were able to get a lot of.
You talked about that before.
Yeah, you were able to get a lot of older movies and stuff, or cartoons and stuff that they knew that they would lose money out on if they actually made Blu-rays of it. It's something like that probably where they're going to gauge the interest of it, and then if it sells enough with the Disney Movie Club, they might actually do a wide release, and we'll have to see if that happens with the Goofy movie. But that'll be cool if that is I am a member of the Disney Movie Club.
You are?
Yes. So
Diggs is. I mean, if nothing else, he could order it for you.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for your email, Wreck-It Rachel.
Sorry to chime in there with additional news about Blu-ray releases, but.
All right, so missing from this podcast party is Dan the Mailman.
Loser.
He just came in from from Walt Disney Family Museum. So here's his email, and his subject line is Bay Area Shenanigans.
So Dan starts. He says, "So last time we talked, I said that we were going to go to DCA to get on Grizzly River Run because my son had wanted to. Boy, did we, and you can guess who got soaked. We made it through the whole ride with no real damage, and then boom, geyser, and I'm soaked. Also did an animation academy, which is the neat thing to do if you're trying to beat the heat. I think I will do it again this week, probably Thursday for a little while. Speaking of Thursdays and getting soaked, I tried my hardest to get my whole family onto Grizzly, like stepmom, the whole deal, and the ride broke. They stopped because they don't do like hard breakdowns.
Right.
They with Grizzly they like realize there's a problem and they just stop letting people on at a certain point so they can fix it. We were 4 people from the cutoff, and all they offered us was like a fast pass for something else or whatever. It was like
Well, we went on it today, and we didn't get as soaked as Dan did, I guess. So
I didn't get soaked at all because I didn't get to go on.
Well, yeah, but we didn't get the geyser.
So he goes on. Also, I said I was going to go up to San Francisco area for a few days and would be visiting the Walt Disney Family Museum. That I did. As I write this, I got back like a couple hours ago after driving for most of the day. So the museum is only $20 and features 10 galleries that essentially cover Walt's life from the early years through his animated shorts to films, the strike, the war effort, Disneyland, and up into his death. I spent a few hours here, and I could literally have spent all day. no way I had a chance to read everything or interact with everything. I will definitely go there again to see what else I can learn. And you know what? Breaking away. But yeah, no, I totally agree with Dan. I mean, yeah, I've seen everything there, but there's still so many little things you can interact with on repeat and sections of musical stuff. And it's a cool place to go.
Well, the thing with the Walt Disney Family Museum, similar to other museums of the like, also the Charles Schulz Museum, what they do is that they have seasonal displays.
Yes. Yeah.
That they do. I don't know what did he say what the one currently is? I don't know what it is, but I
don't believe he said so.
They do.
He goes on to talk about it.
He
right
says
now.
it next.
Yeah,
okay.
Mickey Mouse.
They have displays that are like rotating displays.
Yeah, they did trains recently.
Yeah, they a little while back they did trains. Before that, they had a special on the motion picture, the
multi-plane camera.
Multi-plane camera. They had a display about it for a few years ago, where they were that had everything with that, and then they've done different ones. So you have a chance for it not necessarily be the same experience every time.
It's true.
As long as you don't go while the same display is on. Like I said, the Charles Schulz Museum, which is actually not that far away, is the same. It also sometimes has rotating displays that go in and out. I would recommend that if anybody wanted to make a big deal of it, that it would be great to do. And what I want to do is do the triumvirate of the not only the Walt Disney Family Museum, but the Schulz Museum and also Rancho Obi-Wan, because they're all within like 20 miles of each other. So it's like it would be a really cool like Bay Area activity to be able to do all three of those.
How many days do you think you could do all three?
Well, they're
3
each
days?
only one day, each a day each.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, basically. Obviously, the catch is with Rancho Obi-Wan is it's a little bit harder to get in. You just can't walk up like the other two and go in. You have to make reservations for that one. But if you knew when you were going to be going up there to do any of them, or especially that one, you could always definitely make you have to join and then make reservations. That, like I said, that one's the hardest to do, but it would definitely be worth your while if you were a fan of all three things like I am, to go up and hit all three of those and just have this big, huge little museum weekend.
So I mean, if you think you're out there in Radio Land and you think you can tolerate Anthony for 3 straight days, message us at.
I don't see where that has anything to do with it, but whatever.
It's supposed to say mousepire at gmail.com. So Dan goes on. The special exhibit is entitled Mickey Mouse from Walt to the World. It is housed in a separate building that's 2 floors. It's about, it's just a kind of maybe 50 yards away or something. I've been there for another thing. This covers the time in the early shorts and covers how Mickey's influenced society. Early shorts to merchandise, comics, fine art, a whole host of other things. This is a book that accompanies it for sale that if you'd like to get it. But at $50, it was a little steep. So Amazon, here I come. That's what I do too. You always look everything up online, right? This was a neat exhibit and makes you appreciate Mickey Mouse, but is nowhere near the size of the main galleries. As a bonus, they had a scavenger hunt, which my son loved, and we kept him interested in the museum, or it kept him interested in the museum. Speaking of this, there are enough interactive things to do in the main galleries that he stayed interested in there as well, such as matching sound effects or short clips and trying to pick the type of music for certain scenes. The Mickey ticket was an add-on to the ticket at $15, so $35 for the main museum and the special exhibit. As I said, I spent about 3.5 hours here total and could have spent that much more time there as well. I will visit again when I'm in the area for vacation. The gift shop had shirts, pens, and the usual standard fare, as well as lots of books by different Disney legends, and some of the same books, like the poster art book I found in the parks. It also had pins, not buttons, which is the only thing that I bought. I had no interest in a shirt or sweater, and most other things look like they can be found in the parks or on Amazon. If you're interested, I know the place also has a cafe. And the cafe food was pretty good, too. We've eaten there. They have Walt's chili.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Which is basically the same chili that they have at Carnation.
Right.
but
same recipe.
legitimately his recipe.
Yeah.
Who knows what they've done with the carnation one over the years? We can only hope it's the real thing. Good trip overall. I'm dead tired. Probably in the parks on Thursday. DCA anyway, and Comic-Con for me this weekend. If you record next week, I'll be back to the podcast, so I hope to see you all then. Dan out.
Bye.
Adios.
Just a note for your information that the roving display at the Charles Schultz Museum right now is called Peace, Love, and Woodstock. And is running
It's
through
the 50th of Woodstock this year.
Yes, and of course double meaning because of Woodstock, the character on Peanuts. That one is actually running until March 8th of 2020. So if you guys are going to be up there, that's what anytime in the next 9 months. You'd see that.
All right. Well, thank you for your email, Dan the Mailman. I know that you were dead tired. He texted me saying he was just going to go ahead and email in because they just barely got home. So yeah, it's not worth even driving over here if you're gonna. Since you're tired.
Bullshit.
It's been a long day. All right, real quick, we have Ernesto and his YouTube comments. This one's funny. Episode 171, back in the new Asgard groove. He says, Viva equals poop emoji. I don't know the context, but it's still true.
Just a note real quick for those maybe wondering, the exhibition right now that Dan mentioned, Mickey Mouse from Walt to the World, runs until January 6, 2020.
Oh, cool. Same episode. He says, now Thor cosplay will be more true to life at the cons.
Once again, for those of you watching old episodes and commenting or emailing about them, please give us some sort of context.
That's because Thor's fat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he saying that because all nerds at cons are fat?
Yes, and they'll be true to life now. Episode 171, You're a Sugar Boo. My first Ming Na Wen introduction was her role as Chun-Li in the Street Fighter movies back in the early 90s.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but yeah, that was one of her roles way before Mulan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The one with... the only Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, there's only one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
The one with Raul Julia and Jean-Claude.
Right.
Yeah, she's Chun-Li in that.
Oh, cool.
She doesn't get to do as much because, they made Cammy or whatever her name is, the white girl.
Yeah.
They made her have more to do.
Oh, yeah.
In that movie, so you don't really see Chun-Li doing as much as what, not like later on when they did that Chun-Li movie by itself that had, what's her name, Kristen Kruk from Smallville.
Okay.
Yeah, that one didn't do very well.
Oh. He says the parking structures at Disney Springs and Walt Disney World have those parking spots available indicators after the upgrade of their original location and recently opened the new structure. So they have the parking sensors to tell you where the parkings or where spots are available.
Ernesto, I don't know if you're ever going to listen to this episode or if it's going to take you 6 months, but what the heck, man? Get back on your Facebook account.
No, you don't need to do that.
I was going to say, or not.
Or not. Facebook's dumb. I don't know why you would want to do that.
Well, Anthony's on Facebook.
Only because I have it. I would get rid of it if I could, but I can't.
You can.
No, I can't because I need it for my fantasy football leagues.
All right, episode 173. This isn't the porg you're looking for. He says, or he's asking basically, did Jafar sing better than Emma Watson from Beauty and the Beast?
No.
He didn't sing.
Jafar didn't sing at all.
Emma Watson sang fine. I don't know. I mean, is he one of those Emma Watson haters from Beauty and the Beast? Or I don't know. Because is it a trick question? Because Jafar didn't sing.
I know. I think that's the point.
So that's the point. He's saying that Jafar's not singing was better than Emma Watson singing. I don't know. I don't agree. I think he's dumb, but whatever. He's entitled to his own dumb opinion.
All right. He says Shazam was awesome.
I agree with him.
That was funny.
Well, it's true.
All right. Episode 174. I don't know what the context of this is on brand for Disney. He says Tim is a power bottom.
He's probably right.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I don't want to know either.
I'm just picturing all kinds of things that don't need to be pictured. That's all I know.
All right, and that's it for Ernesto's comments. If I missed one, I'm sorry because I'm tired and I can barely see anything right now. But hey, if you guys are watching the YouTube episodes and checking out the video contents that Tim the Tech is posting for the podcast, and you have any questions on any of the recent episodes, if you guys are catching up like Ernesto is, make sure you let us know what your context is for your comments.
Questions.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Extravaganzas.
All right, you guys have any comments, questions, your own tip of the week? All you have to do is email us.
mousepire@gmail.com.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Don't forget to go get your Oogie Boogie Bash tickets because they're going to start selling out this month. Well, a lot of days will probably go out this month. So hurry up and get those. And we don't want to see your crying asses on Facebook.
Yeah, because you know how much we hate to say we told you so. Oh, wait, no, we love to say that. Never mind.
We don't want to see your crying asses on Facebook asking every Disney group, do you have tickets for this day? Because I was stupid and I didn't get the tickets on time, even though I had probably, 6 months to get them.
Yeah, we're looking at you people in Michael's group.
Exactly. So go get those tickets and go bash with Boogie. Bash that shit.
Yeah, I'll bash it in.
What else is coming up? I don't know if they still...
Happy birthday to Disneyland.
I don't know if
and Splash Mountain.
Yeah. I don't know if they're still doing that AP corner. I don't know if
And the moon.
And the moon and beyond. But
the AP corner with the are they still selling the Ocarina of Time?
I don't know. I don't know if they're still doing
cares.
that. Yeah, no one cares about the AP corners. It's
or the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I think if anything that it would be a hint.
I
think it would be a hint that they're not going to be selling the AP refillable tumbler at the same time that they're also selling the AP Ocarina. So I mean, it would make sense that if anything that's over now. And the AP corner itself is probably completely shut down.
Probably.
Because there's no reason for it to be over there. There wasn't really any reason for it to be over there anyways. And if they didn't give you a date of when it was ending, it's like, really, who the hell knows?
Yeah. All right, don't forget, starting on Friday, starting on Thursday, what is it called? The Cavalcade of Mickey Mouse's Stars or something?
Yeah, the Cavalcade of Filler.
Broken Dreams. I don't know, whatever it's called.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Hey, that's a good song.
It is a good song. Boulevard of Broken Filler is going to be running basically through August 2nd, or the day before the electrical parade will be coming back. So get in there, get over there and check out that filler until it's gone, and then if not, then just show up for the electrical parade like normal people. Also, don't forget that if you missed Sensational, well, it's gone. Too bad.
And it's never
unless
coming
you
back.
go tomorrow, which you won't, which will have been yesterday when you hear this, or 2 days ago.
Yes.
So backing up the waste of breath, then yes, you wouldn't have gone beyond the gone. Also the other things that are done. Bye.
Hey, if you guys haven't checked out the Lion King, what's it called over there? Lion King
just one tail of the Lion King.
Right.
The Lion King's Tales.
One tail, Tim. One tail.
Yes, that's what I said.
Also, speaking of Lion King, don't forget that Lion King the movie comes out will be out by the time you hear this podcast. Well, no, it won't be out, but it'll be basically out. So make sure you guys go see that. Unless you're one of those people who are crybabies about all those movies, well, then you can sit at home being a crybaby.
That's what Anthony sounds like crying.
I'm going to remind you guys that you guys could find out what's going on, what happened on Mickey's 90th was last year. You can go back on our timeline and find out what happened. But in the meantime, you can find out what the hell happened on Disneyland's 64th, which of course means nothing. But you can find out what happens because Diggs will be there, will have been there, and you presumably will post something. Apparently, he forgot to do some snappy Snapchats, but hopefully he'll remember to have done those. So hopefully you were paying attention. And if not, you might find out and get a video about the pointless filler later in the week whenever he goes back. Or not, he probably won't even waste the time with that shit. So, of course, MousePIRE we are MousePIRE on Facebook, at MousePIRE on Twitter and Instagram. And, of course, the aforementioned Snappy Snapchats is strictly MousePIRE.
And you can find me on Instagram at Blue1313. Also follow Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. There you'll see your button orders going out. Hey, don't forget to support the podcast and head over to dgpclothing.com. Get your MousePIRE gear or get your own custom-made apparel. You can also support the podcast by going to patreon.com/MousePIRE. Check out Michael the Mel Guy's $3 special. You can also check out the podcast on the YouTubes. All you have to do is search MousePIRE Podcast or head over to our Facebook page. Hit the link there. And don't forget, we are now on radio.com.
Radio.
Check out the MousePIRE Podcast there. And subscribe, and you will get notified as soon as a podcast is uploaded.
But video killed the radio star.
Maybe. Or maybe this podcast killed the video star.
Or maybe just Radio Gaga.
There you go.
Radio Goo Goo.
That's a good one, too.
And until next time, remember, if you build it, they will come. Eventually. So for Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and Neil Armstrong, I'm Anthony.
I'm Tim.
I'm Diggs.
Bye.
Except Connor's over there.
No. No. The one I'm pointing to. No. No. No.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of mousepire.com.
All I know is it's past Connor's bedtime. Because look, he's in bed.
Man, that fool's up all night on the phone, chatting in his little group.
Why are you texting with girls all night? What are you doing? I can't help it. All I have to say to that is, hot, hot, hear that.
Somebody hooted.
I mean, I was hoping if anybody would smell it, it'd be you. I know, and I'll accept you to say you were right when it is determined that I was right.
You can wait for that, but you won't get it. Never ending story.